Man, I want to thank you guys for coming up here, and I want to thank the Sakerettes for having me at this great event. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody, by the way. Everybody looks so pretty and incredible, and man, I can't wait to get married and so my wife. It looked fun. When my mom told me that I was going to do this, I was kind of like, I don't want to. I don't want to stand in front of a whole bunch of people and be like making jokes that I don't have. And she's like, hey, we're going to fly you out here. And so I'm like, I guess we should treat me. So when else do you get a day flight for free? And it was free for the two, so I said, yeah, I'll take it. You can't hear it? All right. Okay, now? Can you hear me now? No? All right. Okay, good. And so I'm at the airport today, and can everybody see me? Because it's important to see me. I'll stand right here. Okay. Can we all see me? Okay. Look at me really well. Okay. I'm pretty today. So I'm at the airport, and this guy, I'm giving him my ID and my boarding pass so he can check me in. He looks at the badge. He looks at me. He looks at me and asks me if I'm Vietnamese. And so I stand there and was like, what part of me looks Asian? That's why I want everybody to look. Maybe somebody says something. I don't know if I look Asian somehow. Maybe my eyes, maybe I sound something. I don't know, but I want that's the point where I come and say, I come on, I can't do this, man, no jump. But I held myself back, and it was good. So the thing was, my mom lured me with that flight, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And that's the thing. I notice when somebody's coming in for something, you always get some sort of special treatment to draw you in. Like I go to my friend's house one day, and I spend the night with them, and I'm like waking up in the morning, and I ask for, let's say, I need a towel to get a bath. And when you go to people's houses, they're like, oh, this man is so special, he's coming to visit us, and they give me a white towel. Now, we're all black here. We know that when black people use white towel, they stain that towel. It's never going to be the same white again. So I'm sitting there like, how am I going to use this towel? By the time I finish with it, you'll see, I'm kind of So I'm sitting there, I say, I can see that looks very good today. So it's a crazy thing, but I used the towel and it was okay. But mothers, I love mothers because they always have, in my experience, I'm not bashing my mom, I love you, mama, but they always have like a little plan for themselves. Like say for example, if I go out with my mom and I ask her, she comes up to me and she says, hey, let's go eat somewhere. I know my mom doesn't want me to go eat. There's some other second agenda thing that's going on. Maybe we need to go somewhere and do something that I don't want to do, so she just loves me with food because better the way to a man's side is through his stomach. So she just puts food down, jump on it really quick. Ain't that true, guys? When there's food, I mean, who else came here to come? Valentine's Day, there's games on, there was food here, that's what we're here for. But anyway, so when my mom asks me anything, I'm like, what's the second agenda there? But you guys have to love mothers because they're great. So to all the mothers out here, I'm going to sing you guys a song for an early Mother's Day present to show we appreciate you. Excuse my voice, I don't sing too much, but sweet mother, I no go forget you, for this suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget you, for this suffer where you suffer for me. When I no chop, my mother no go chop, oh. When I get chop, he take half my meat. Sweet mother, I no go forget you. I want to find my meat for your mom. Anyway, thank you all, mothers, anyway. It's very good. I love my mom. And as you guys can tell, my meat is very important to me too. As of late, I've stopped eating meat in public places. Like, I don't go out to a restaurant and eat meat anymore. Like, let me tell you my story. So I'm sitting at a restaurant, I'm enjoying myself, a nice piece of chicken, I'm happy, everybody's happy. You know, you want to go to places, you want to smile at people, you look up, I see these people sitting next to me, I smile at them, they smile at me, it's all happy. I start eating my meat, and you know Africans, you eat the meat plus the bone, you take it all. So this is what went down. Those people saw me eating my bone, they looked at me, then they looked again surprised like, that man is eating bone. So this is how I imagine it went down. The first person that saw me looked over and said, oh my gosh, is he eating the bone? And they called the other person, look at that guy. I think he's eating the bone. Is that gross? Is that normal? Do they do that? And so I'm over there, and they're both looking at me now. I don't know why they're looking at me. And I'm like, what's going on? And they look at me with the bone in my mouth, smile at them, smile back at me. I get up and leave. They go, I'm sure they went and looked at my plate. It's like, oh, that is so weird. Oh my gosh, can you take a picture? Oh, he ate the bone, and it's a crazy thing, but I think that we're African, we do things our way, we're Cameroonian, that's how we do it. And I know for a fact that my kids I'm gonna help my kids before they're gonna learn to eat porn before they eat fun. And I think it's important for kids, Cameroonian children, to know the roots, to know where they came from, because where you come from always reminds you of where you're going. So it's so important for Cameroonian kids to understand their roots. And I was thinking, one of the important things that you always hear about Cameroon is that most people that come from there speak both French and English. So it's like, how are you going to get a child born here to understand French in the slightest of ways? So I've been thinking to myself, and I'm like, how are you going to teach a child to at least know how to count to 10 in French? I thought about this for a long while, and I figured out the best way to do it. I'm going to ask the DJ real quick, do you have Sakerette? At about the third minute, it shows us where we can teach our children to count in French. No, you have it with the word. With the word. Okay. Alright, listen, ladies and gentlemen, third minute, I figured this is where they hit me. I know how to teach our kids to count. I know how to teach our kids to count French. Alright, DJ JB, please go ahead. What he said was, je suis désolé, je suis poisonné, je suis quatorzelé, je suis cinglé. And that's when he hit me. That's how you teach our kids how to start to count in French. You just bring them to, I mean, how many kids go to parties when they're little? So when you're counting, when you're dancing on the floor, don't call your kids, say, come, let's learn French. Je suis désolé, you make one move. Je suis désolé, you make the other one. Je suis poisonné, you make so. And as it goes on, you learn your moves one by one. But the problem with that is, that's not actual French, because French can't earn the card. And when you get to the part where you start putting désolé now, the child is going to run up to somebody that actually knows French, and they're like, I know how to speak French. And when the person asks them, okay, count from 1 to 10 in French, they'll be like, un zolé, deux zolé, trois zolé, quatre zolé. And the person looks at them like, that guy don't give you count from 1 to 10. So you got to figure out how to cut the balance between stopping the children and teaching them the proper French. And you can't help it, kids embarrass you all the time. I was with my little cousin at the water park, and we were sitting down and we understood that, and it was in a lazy river. A lazy river is this pool that's about 3 feet deep, and it circulates round and round, and there's a current, and you just go on the current. So as we're about to get into the lazy river, what we do is, there's this guy standing next to us. So he looks at the guy, and he looks at me, and then he looks at the guy again, then he looks at me, and he says, Tony, that man is fat! And I'm sitting there, and the guy is telling him, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to react. I just got a man fat, and I just smiled at the guy, and I said, I'm sorry. That guy looked like he would have drowned me if I tried to say anything, so I just ran away with my cousin. That's how kids are. Kids always embarrass me, but like, I myself, I've gotten into crazy situations once in a while. I had just started college, and I was parking my car, and there was no parking at my college. So I sat down, I was looking for a parking spot. The only open spot was in front of this Vietnamese restaurant that was about to open. And so I parked there and I leave my car for about two hours or so. And I come back to get my car replaced and the owners look at me and the lady comes out, the lady's son, one old Vietnamese lady, she comes at me and she says, "Hey, it's a DCO car, we gonna take it away right now. We call tow truck, they come move your car right now." And so I'm over there freaking out because this lady just told me, "Hey, I'm gonna take your car." And I try to keep a calm head. I beg, I say, "Please, I didn't mean to park here. I'm gonna move my car right away." But she's like, "No, we take your car now. We know you not the park here. You want to get the money. You're not the customer. We take your car away." So I start freaking out and I beg her son, say like, "Hey man, you need to talk to your mom. You need to let her know that I'm gonna leave. I just don't call the tow truck." Because I didn't know if the tow truck was gonna come and they'll find me for leaving with the car or whatever. But she's like, "No, you don't take car. You leave it right here." And that's when at that point when you're between you're stressed like that, the lady comes up to you and she's like, "Oh," and I mean you get to the point where you start freaking out. You don't want to get on your knees and say, "Mommy, I beg, no, I beg, Johnny, me my pass my car." And you start freaking out. But I talked to her son, I said, "I'll bribe you, so whatever." But he finally convinced his mom to let me go free, and I ran away with my car. After that, I was hungry, and I said, "Hey, maybe I can go and get some Mexican." And so I went by to Taco Bueno, and I asked them. I went to the drive-thru, and the guy was. This was one of the weirdest Taco Bueno conversations I had. He was like, "Welcome to Taco Bueno. Can I take your order today?" And I'm sitting there. I didn't hear what he said. And so I'm like, "Can you repeat that, sir?" He's like, "Welcome to Taco Bueno. How's your name? Can I take your order?" I didn't hear that, so I just ordered whatever was on the menu. And I tell him, thank you. And I tell him my order, and he's like, "Would you like to supersize that with a little bit of cheese?" And I'm like, "What was that?" He said, "Would you like to supersize it with a little bit of cheese?" "Are you talking about cheese?" And he says, "Yes." So I get the meal and I leave. And if you haven't heard, there was an incident a couple of while ago where somebody got E. coli poisoning from Taco Bueno. And so I imagine that at some point somebody had to be taken to the hospital because of the whole Taco Bueno thing. And this is what my conversation between the doctor and the patient who had poisoning from Taco Bueno would happen. And it goes something like this. "Oh, doctor, I think I ate something bad. It's disturbing my stomach. I went to the Taco Bueno." And the doctor comes up to the guy. He's like, "Hello, doctor. My name is Dr. Patel. And I am here to help you. I need to find out what you have been eating today." And he goes to the guy and says, Doctor, I had some of that Taco Bueno and it's messing my stomach up." And the doctor says to the guy, "Why would you go and eat at that kind of place when you know there is all these nasty things in the food? And you not go and eat somewhere nicer?" And the guy looks at the doctor, is like, "Doctor, I'm a tourist in America. I don't know where to eat. I didn't know where to go. My friend proposed to me that this place would be the best place to eat." He's like, "Well, son, I am very sorry. It looks like you're going to die today because you're eating this horrible food. I don't even know how to save you anymore." And the doctor's like, "Doctor, come on, it can't be that serious." And I was like, "Oh, you don't even know what you were talking about. The food, they put horse meat, they put ammonia, they put all kinds of things in here. And you don't even know if you're going to die, you don't know if you're going to live. Look at you. You look like you're about to fall on the floor." And so the guy is freaking out. And the doctor's like, "Oh, don't worry, son, I'm just playing with you. You know, you British people are always so funny to mess with." And so the guy finally gets his treatment and he has to leave that night. And the doctor's like, "No, I'm sorry, I got to keep you overnight. You can't go home." And he tells the doctor he has to go to the club because he has a friend there and they had a meeting at the club. And the doctor tells him, "No, I'm sorry, you can't go to the club." And so the guy had a friend at the club, and for this next part, if anybody is willing, I'll need a volunteer to come up to demonstrate what was going on. But is there a volunteer to help me with the cups? Anybody? Volunteers? Since we have no volunteers,